Okay, well, bruh fans, it turns out I actually will do a couple of discussion videos after this week's episodes dropped on a Thursday because I had to reach back and really find the photos that I could not discover immediately because I completely forgot that production for season 4 happened way back in August of 2022. Yes, way back in late 2022 is when this season got filmed. And here we are almost 2 years later and we're finally getting it. But hey, better late than never, I suppose. I really wanted to focus on the ending of episode 2 of season 4, where Claudia runs into the sandwich shop and she's terrified because her husband wants to harm her. So then Laura helps her escape through the back. And Alice and John, confront Lionel and then make him leave the shop. And the one line of dialogue that folks are talking about involves, Alice mentioning how that man wanted to hurt that woman, basically saying that she knows the look in a man's eyes when, he wants to hurt somebody. And people are wondering, it's like, Jeremy, do a quick video about, if Miss Alice could have been in a abusive relationship in the past. Now, my headcanon, this is just a theory here. Could it be that the writers went back to season 1? Because around the time John got the money for Club, I forgot the number of it. Basically, remember, if you're a day oneer from Bruh, then you know what I'm talking about. Back in season 1, at least during the first half, John wanted to ask the Brus, if I remember correctly, in episode 1. Yeah, I think in episode 1. He wanted to ask the Brus to pony up. I forgot how much money. Was it like 150K or something like that? Basically, hey, here's a plan. We all go in on a, club that's shut down and it's on the market and we open it up. We can make a whole lot of money from it. But they didn't want to do it because the Brus actually put up the money for John to get the sandwich shop in. That's not really bringing in a huge return on their investment. So John opted to get the money from his cousin, who's like a drug dealer and whatnot. And Alice was mad at him because he got involved in something like that. And John clapped back in regards to his father. He's like, you know what? You never let me get to know my dad and this, that, and the third. Basically showing that as he grew up, he was never, his father was never involved in his life. And it could have been due to Miss Alice. Now, the theory is, perhaps Miss Alice was the victim of domestic violence in her relationship with John's dad. Now, I cannot recall if it was stated that John and John's father and Alice were ever married, or if it was, were they in a relationship? Did they just, have a fling, a one night stand? She got pregnant. I don't know. But it would be a great way to kind of tie things back together all the way from season 1, which to me personally, I think the writers did a great job opening the season because it feels like we really are harking back to some elements of season 1. And I mean the good stuff. Like we got Laura back at the sandwich shop for one. And we haven't seen her since season 1. Dr. Walker, I believe, is the physician at the hospital that was talking to Tom in episode 2. And we got a call back to Tom's situation with Dr. Jarvis about handling an abused woman way back in season 1. And with Lionel showing up and Miss Alice recognizing the look of a man who wants to harm a woman, it does seem like at some point she probably was, on the receiving end of some domestic violence. But, Lionel is described as black in his 40s, America's nightmare. This screaming madman runs into the sandwich shop chasing after Claudia, and he's just enraged. So we do know at some point he will catch Claudia and, attack her, but that's for another video. But either way, yeah, I will say that something I don't believe I mentioned in my review, I think the writers did a great job of toning down Laura and Alice. Like, they got their moments where, they're a little vulgar, but it feels better than, just the over the top style of vulgarness that was written for them in the first, or more specifically, Alice over the past 3 seasons. So I really do like the fact that she was able to switch it up, because there have been moments where she was able to switch it up and be, you know, serious, endearing, and even caring, you know, when the situation needed it. But for this, we do have a more serious storyline, and I can't wait to see how things will play out. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the theory about whether or not Alice had an abusive relationship in the past. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.